Hey guys, I'm going to do something different today. You guys are telling me, react to this artist, react to this artist, react to this artist. This artist does this. This artist was trained in opera. This artist was trained in something, blah, blah, blah. And I love all these artists. They're amazing. They're popular. But who are they? Who in the world are some of these people? Where did they come from? How did they get there? Who in the world are they? So I decided I'm going to do a Who in the World is Till Lindemann. And I'm going to take different artists and I'm going to learn about them more than what people are just telling me in the comments. So here we go. Who in the world is Till Lindemann? Let's look him up. Ready? Here we go. All right. So I just went to Wikipedia. Till Lindemann, let's start off with the beginning. Till Lindemann, born January 4th, 1963. Okay. He's just barely older than me. I'm an old guy. He's just a little bit older than me, which is very interesting because I knew he was getting older, but he actually is a little older than me. So we're both old people. This guy's got a lot of history here. German singer, songwriter, and a poet, which I know that if he writes the words and the lyrics to his songs. He is best known as the lead vocalist and lyricist of New Deutsche Harte band, Rammstein, and solo project Lindemann. I'm going to have to listen to New Deutsche Harte and solo project Lindemann. I'm going to have to listen to that because that would be interesting. Rammstein sold over 25 million records worldwide, with 5 of their albums receiving platinum status. I believe that. And Lindemann has been listed among the 50 greatest metal frontmen of all time by Roadrunner Records. I would say that. Lindemann has been listed among the 50 greatest metal... Oh, I just read that. He's appeared in minor roles in films and has also published 3 books of poetry. He has presented some of his original poems and scripts to galleries. Okay, I can't wait to get into some of this stuff. Early life. Lindemann was born, of course, 1963, which we all know. He was then in East Germany. That's interesting. East Germany, the East and West. Okay, there's a lot of history there. A lot of interesting stuff out of East Germany. The son of Norddeutscher Rundfunk, NDR, journalist Bridget Hildegard, Gita Lindemann, and poet Werner Lindemann. Okay, maybe the son of... Okay, maybe he was young. I don't know. That's interesting. Okay. His parents first met at a conference in Bitterfield in 1959. He grew up in Winditch, Rambo, alongside his younger sister Saskia. At age 11, Lindemann went to sports school at the sports club SC Emperor Rostock and attended a boarding school from 1977 to 1980. His parents lived separately for career reasons after 1975 and divorced when Lindemann was still young. Wonder how young he was. He lived with his father for a short time, but the relationship was unhealthy. In the book, Mike Oldfield, I'm Schackelstuhl, whatever. You guys, I'm going to butcher the German, okay? Just be ready for me to butcher the German. His father wrote about his own problems with alcoholism and the difficulties of being a father to teenage Lindemann. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine being the father of teenage Lindemann? I mean, Lindemann is in his head in some of his lyrics and poetry, and you know that the guy probably he's very probably stubborn, opinionated, He's got probably a really strong personality. And you can just imagine knowing Lindemann, his dad. No wonder he's an alcoholic. That's crazy stuff. I mean, think about that. I mean, that's crazy. All right, where was I? In 1978, Lindemann participated in European Junior Swimming Championships in Florence, finishing 11th in the 1,500 meter freestyle and 7th in the 400 meter freestyle, swimming a time of 4:17:58. He was shortlisted to go to the 1980 Olympics in Moscow. Wow. I mean, you know the guy works out. You know the guy, he looks like he's a sports type of guy. Even though he's old, you can imagine what he was like when he was young. It was very intense, but as a child, you don't object. Oh, and Lindemann says, I never really liked it. Swimming, I guess. He later worked as an apprentice carpenter, a gallery technician, a peat cutter, and a basket weaver. Oh my goodness. Are you serious? A basket weaver? I mean, that's like a joke that we use in high school. We're like, hey, I'm taking underwater basket weaving, underwater basket. That's funny. He was a swimmer too. His mother dedicated a letter titled Mein Son, der Frontmann von Rammstein. My son, the frontman of Rammstein. Doesn't he have a song called Mein Son? Son or what? I think he does. So Lindemann in 2009, the first album he owned was Deep Purple's Stormbringer. Okay, music. All right, yes. Let's hear about how he got started in music, okay? Lindemann started to play drums for Schwerin-based experimental rock band First Arsch in 1986, who released an album titled Saddle Up in 1992 and played one song, Lied von der Unruhe Holen, okay, with a punk band called Feeling Beat, which was the former band of Rammstein members Paul Landers, Christoph Schneider, and Christian Flake. Flake Lorenz. Flake, the guy, I got it. In 1989. Wow, so he started playing with these three guys in their punk band. Cool. During this time in Feeling Beat, he played the drums in the band. In the 1990s, Lindemann began to write lyrics. Okay. In 1994, the band entered and won a contest in Berlin that allowed them to record a 4-track demo professionally. Wow. When questioned as to why Rammstein was named after the Rammstein Air show disaster, Rammstein. Okay, that's the base over there in Germany. The Rammstein is an Air Force base or an Army base? I don't know. It's just a base. I think it's. He said he viewed images of the incident on television and that he and the bandmates wanted to make a musical memorial. Wow, that's cool. Lindemann then moved to Berlin during Rammstein's early years because of his use of over-the-top pyrotechnics. Lindemann has burned his ears, hair, and arms. Bandmate Christoph Schneider commented, Till gets burned all the time, but he likes the pain.
Best music.
An incident in September 1996 caused a section of the band's set to burn, and as a result, Lindemann got his certification in pyrotechnics so the band could perform with pyrotechnics more safely than it had previously. Okay, dude. Okay. The reason why I'm laughing is I'm thinking back to his dad, okay? If Lindemann, when you're all kids, you know how you like to play with matches and fire is really interesting, and then you get firecrackers and you're throwing firecrackers and different things. Well, I look at Lindemann as like he's blowing up cats in his garage and stuff, right? Like he's blowing up crap as he was growing up. He was like that guy on Toy Story that was strapping the bombs to the little toy and going, hey, I'm going to blow you up tomorrow. You know, Buzz Lightyear, I'm going to blow you up. You're going to rock into this. I picture Lindemann like that. And he gets to be in a band. He's like, you guys, I'm going to do some pyrotechnics, man. And he's burning his ears. He's burning his hair. He's blowing up their stage. and you're going, okay, is his dad still an alcoholic? Yeah. Then he's like, you guys, I better like do some pyrotechnics certification because I just can't do this. I just need to do this safely. That's why I'm laughing, because you don't just, you kind of get into that early, and then it develops and develops. Every single person that you talk to that's in a strange profession in their life, there was this trajectory of how they got there. And he has a trajectory of how he got to the pyrotechnics. And that brings me back to his father's going, oh, it was hard to raise a young teenage Lindemann. During Rammstein's U.S. tour in 1999, Lindemann and his bandmate Christian Flake Lorenz were arrested in Worcester, Massachusetts for lewd contact performed during their song Buck Dick. Bend Over. Okay. Which consisted of Lindemann using a liquid squirting dildo. What? And simulating anal sex on Lorenz. What? Both Lindemann and Lorenz were released the following day after bail was met. The incident did not stop Lindemann from performing in the same manner for future shows outside the U.S., particularly in Australia. They performed at the 2011 Big Day Out, but the United States performances of the songs were changed into a sadomasochistic theme that did not feature dildos. Dude, why? How old was he? 1999. Okay, let's see. How old was he in 1990? 40? He's born in 63, 73, 83, 93. Dude, he's like in his 30s, man. Oh my goodness, what the crap? Buck Dick was performed in the same manner in the Roslyn Theater in Portland, Oregon. Oh, although he was not the case for all remaining shows. Okay, in 1999. The band was blamed for the 1999 Columbine Massacre. Okay, well, I live in Colorado, and Columbine is just, 60 miles from me, so I don't think I've never even heard of this. This is stupid. But they denied their music was a factor. Of course not. You're right. In November 2002, Lindemann's poetry book, Messer, was published. It consists of 54 poems compiled by Gert Hoff, author of the book Rammstein, who was also the band's pyro designer in the last 7 years. In July 2010, Lindemann, along with Flake, was interviewed by heavy metal anthropologist Sam Dunn for the VH1 classic series Metal Evolution on the topic of shock rock. All right, okay, we all know, growing up in the 80s, shock rock was a thing. I mean, the more evil you could get, the longer hair, the more girl-like makeup you can put, the more biting off the bats, the head of the bat, all the crazy stuff, that was shock rock, okay? And the more shock there was, the more we listened to it. I play poker with this guy. This guy he's my age, he's in his late 50s or whatever, and he's like, man, you know what? One of my favorite groups is called Septic Flesh, or some band, like, I can't remember what they were called. Something like Septic something Flesh. And I'm going, what? That is the dumbest name I ever heard of a rock band. That is literally the dumbest name. Who would name their band like Septic Rotting Flesh or something, right? And he was like, oh, they're so good. They're the best band ever. Well, guess what? I went and I Googled it later, and they were really good. I did a reaction to them. They were really good. And I'm sitting there going, why in the world, how in the world, when they were young, did they get a name called Septic Flesh or something? Like, that's literally like crap flesh, right? Or, it's just disgusting. They were obviously immature, or they did it for shock rock reasons, okay? Now, Till. Let's talk about Till. Did Till do the squirting dildo simulating anal sex on what was the guy's name? Lorenz Flake. Did he do that for shock rock reasons? Or did Till, is that his personality? Is that how he thinks? I tend to believe, and I don't know him, okay? I am just reacting. I tend to believe that poetry is an emotional type of language that they use with poetry, and it's an emotional personality. Somebody that's logical can't write poetry. You got to be emotional, and I feel like Till goes with his emotions. He's not just trying to shock people. I think that he actually did that not for those purposes of shock. But you tell me, what is your belief in that? Do you believe that he put down in the comments? Do you believe that he was just trying to shock people and freak them out and get more popular and have more people? I just don't see Till doing that. It just seems like a ploy, man. I look at him as being a realist. He believes what he says. It's interesting. Okay. Let's go down here. Lindemann is not a stranger to injury. As he mentioned in Rammstein's early career that he'd gotten burned several times with unprofessionally rigged pyrotechnics. Yeah, at the performance in Sweden in 2005, he received a knee injury on stage when keyboardist Flake accidentally ran into him while riding a Segway. The injury caused several tour dates in Asia to be canceled. Oh, that sucks. In 2005, Rammstein albums received platinum awards, and the band also received the World Sales Awards for over 10 million sold copies worldwide. Oh, that's cool. Man, 10 million's a lot, man. How did I not hear about it? Well, because I was raising kids and working a career, and I didn't have time for this kind of stuff. During the filming of the band's music video for Itch Tudor Way, ooh, I love that video. Lindemann wanted to light put in his mouth to create a visually stunning effect. Bandmate Paul Landers suggested that he use a flesh-colored wire and run it along his cheek to shine a light into his mouth from the outside. Lindemann refused and instead opted to have a surgical incision in his left cheek. What? So that a light could be fed into his mouth directly and largely out of sight. There is a specific performance move of Lindemann's dubbed the Till Hammer. Okay, that's getting something different. I saw that video. I just figured they put like some sort of light in it. I didn't know they like surgically. Okay, well now it might be shock value. I think he maybe does think of shock value. I don't know. This is changing my mind as I'm reading this. It's so interesting. There's a specific performance move of Lindemann's dubbed the Till Hammer. This move is where he bends his knees, beats his thigh with a fist in a hammering motion while turning his head from side to side. On occasion, Flake has been seen to parody the move on stage. Unlike most frontmen, Lindemann stated in an interview that he does not like being looked at while on stage and would wear sunglasses to block out views of the audience. Oh, that's Interesting. Oh, wow. So I used to listen to The Cure, and the front man for The Cure is very shy. But I don't see Lindemann being shy, man. I don't understand. If you're shy, you're not getting a giant dildo and saying bend over and simulating sex. Okay? That's not shy. I just don't get how he could not like the views of the audience. That's weird. The main purpose of the band's signature pyrotechnics has also been stated to actually be a tool in taking the audience attention away from Lindemann. What? No, that's weird. Dude, why would you simulate sex if you want attention away from you? That brings tension right. It's like this. Like the entire stadium like this does not make sense. I think there's some hearsay in here. This might not be the truth. I don't know. Okay? Because that is not right. Whilst doubling as... Okay. Lindemann often opts to just look directly at the mixing booth in the center of the crowd, except when directly interacting with the audience member. In 2011, Roadrunner Records listed Lindemann at number 50 of the 50 greatest metal frontmen of all time. Oh, totally. In 2013, Lindemann's second poetry book, In Stillen Nachten, was published. He commented on the poetry, saying, "The vast majority of my poems could have been written a few hundred years earlier." Oh, that's cool. I do look at him as liking history. That's pretty cool. I'm going to have to read some of his poems. Oh, yeah. I'm going to really have to dig into some of his books. On the 52nd birthday, January 4th, 2015, it was announced that Lindemann would start a new project with Peter Togren, named Lindemann. The band released their debut album, Skills in Pills. That's weird. In June 2015. Wow, can't wait to find out what that means. I can click on it, but I'm not going to. On 22nd November 2019, Lindemann released their second album, F&M. Oh man, I want to click on some of these so bad, but it would take me down a rabbit hole for hours. Because when I get into this stuff, I get into this stuff. In 2021, Lindemann performed a Soviet war song, Lubomir Gorod, Russian, which I can't even pronounce it. In Russian, originally sung by Mark Burns in 1939 for the Russian movie V2 Escape from Hell. Till Lindemann was nominated for Best Narrative at the Berlin Music Awards 2020 with the music video Frau and Man. Okay. I'm gonna have to watch that and do a reaction to that. Till Lindemann was nominated for Best Narrative at the Berlin Music Video Awards 2020 with his music video Frau and Man. I have not seen that. That was under probably just his solo album. Has to be. In 2021, his music video Alltage kein Sonntag received a nomination for Most Bizarre. Oh yeah, I bet. Most Bizarre. I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry, Till Lindemann, Dad, that you had to go through alcoholism to raise Till, but we needed you to raise him so that we could have his music and his weird poetry and his most bizarre stuff, right? All right, poetry. In 2018, Lindemann embarked on a book signing tour across Russia for his poetry book, Messer, originally released in German and then translated into Russian and released to the Russian market. Lindemann showed up to his book signing in Moscow with an unknown person in a gimp costume. Oh, jeez. The female gimp was led through the crowd by Lindemann before he sat down to sign autographs and talk to fans. The guy is so strange. He's so cool, but so strange. Like, you want to like him, but you don't want to like him, too, at the same time, because he's so weird. It is still unknown who was in the outfit, but suggestions are that of his girlfriend at the time. Yes, that is what I have to believe in order for me to go ahead and allow myself to like him bringing a person in a gimp costume. It's his girlfriend. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's his girlfriend. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Looks like he's been in a lot of different, as a guest artist. Okay, so he's been in a lot of different, I'm not going to go through all those. His musicianship looks like, we kind of went through his music, but let's just go through some of his musicianship. Lindemann's vocal range is that of a dramatic baritone. He has a tendency to press his voice with force from below. Oh yeah, oh yes. I know what that. So you hear how I'm talking right now? I'm talking like a normal person, but if I want to press my voice, I can do a till. La la. I want to be all blah, blah, la, la, la. Right? You're pressing it from down below. Press. That's what he's doing. And he has such an amazing, amazing baritone voice. You know, when you watch stuff like American Idol and whatnot, the person that's like, wah, and they're just like really high-pitched tenor, those people get all the perks, man. Everybody's like, I love that person. They have such a huge octave range, and they have this and they have that. Till, man, digs down deep in the gut and brings out that till sound. And you cannot take that till sound and put it in pop music. Like, can you imagine? If you ever hear somebody singing like that, you're like, oh, they need to be an opera singer. They need to be doing, we don't want to hear pop music with that kind of voice. If you know pop music with that kind of voice, I can't even imagine it. But Till makes it work with his music. And he presses his voice, forces it from below. The use of the Avalar trill, stating in an interview that he sings it out of instinct. However, this trait could be connected with his youth years in Mecklenburg. In 2005, the New York Times commented on Lindemann's voice. He commands a low, powerful bass rarely used in contemporary pop music. Yes, of course, I just said that. Untrained, but electrifying. Lindemann himself describes his lyrics as love songs. Some songs written by him have references to 19th century or earlier literature. For example, Dalai Lama from the album Reese Reese or Rice Rice or whatever is an adaptation of Goes der in Alkenrig. He also used more Goethe's poems as Rose Knot. Okay, I'm not going to read all that. Okay. But I totally like a lot of his references to the 19th century is super cool because that means he's more into the history of that, and I like that. A lot of people are very futuristic. Some of us are very historical. I'm a historical person. Sounds like Lindemann is kind of historical as well, just in your thinking. Let's see, anything else in here? There's a lot of stuff in here I don't. According to Lindemann, the lyrics of the song state the band's political category, positioning themselves on the left. Oh, interesting. Okay. He had also used another song composed by Breck titled Mac the Knife, and the chorus was used for the song Hayfish. The song Cowboy is a criticism of the hyper-masculine character of Americans. Despite Hollywood propaganda, Lindemann states that it was actually the cowboys who beat up the Native Americans. Okay, let's dissect that a little bit. Hyper-masculinity is basically the character that the media, movies, John Wayne, okay? The tough guy, the guy that can get all the girls, the total stud that portrays onto us men that we need to be kind of like that. Kind of like a woman wants to be like a Barbie or like somebody that's beautiful in the movies. They feel like they have to be like them. So he's talking about the cowboy is a criticism of that hyper-masculine character of the Americans. I mean, there are, I would say, I know this sounds weird, you guys, but I would say Lindemann is almost a hyper-masculine character himself. He is. When that guy gets on stage, it's like that guy is the studliest dude you've ever known. Every time I react to him, I'm like, that is the studliest thing. That guy should be in a movie. That guy should be in that. And I guarantee you, he's not like that in real life. He's probably, because he says he's shy and different things, he probably has a whole different character in his real world than what he puts on stage. So what's interesting is he wrote a song called Cowboy, which criticizes the hyper-masculine man. And he is portraying the hyper-masculine man every time he gets on stage, which is so interesting. And then it says the band politically kind of leans left. Well, you would expect that. It came out of East Germany, right? So you would expect that left-leaning type of, I get, you grew up in it. Okay. Personal life. Lindemann's daughter, Nellie, was born in 1985. And he spent the first 7 years of his life as a single father. He has one grandson through Nellie. On February 28th, 1991, his ex-wife and his Rammstein bandmate, Richard Krusp, had a daughter together named Kira. Oh, that's funny. His bandmate. His ex-wife got with his bandmate. That's hilarious. That is like weird. That would be weird. Who shares her surname with Lindemann rather than Krusp, as her mother retained the surname when they divorced and never married Krusp. Wait a minute. Oh, wow. That's so weird. Hold on a second. Okay. He has one grandson through Nellie. And Nellie took on... Okay, I get you. I got it. His daughter was named Lindemann. Her son is named Lindemann. Because the ex-wife was a daughter, Kira, who shares the surname. No. So, Richard Krusp and his Lindemann's ex-wife has a baby, and they name that baby Kira Lindemann. Oh my goodness, that is wild. Wow. Because they never married. They never took on that surname. That's wild. Man, I would just go crazy if my kid took someone else's surname of another man. Oh, that would be weird. Okay, he dated, or I guess Lindemann's second daughter, Marie Louise, was born in 1993 to ex-wife Anja Kosling. He dated actress and model Sophia Tamala from April 2011 to 2015. Lindemann is an atheist. Wow. That is crazy. I never would have thought that, being a poet. That is interesting. A lot of atheists are more logical thinkers. They have to be, they have to have some sort of proof in their brain to accept something. A poet, somebody who thinks, differently, they analyze things differently. You would not think that they would be an atheist completely, because of a lot of people that have emotion, they think of different powers. Like there could be energy, there could be religion, there could be a god, there could be, there's something around that emotion. And so that blows my mind that he's an atheist, because I don't look at him as a logical thinker. I think of him as an emotional thinker. So that is very interesting. Okay. In 2011 interview, he said that he still has strong connections to the traditions of East Germany. Of course, right. Well, yes, an atheism does. Oh yeah, here you go. I'm putting pieces of a puzzle together. The right thinker, somebody that's more politically on the right, will believe, they do believe in God and energy and they're emotional thinkers and whatnot. East Germany, we talk about East Germany, the left, atheism does go a lot on the left side, okay? Politics. Super interesting. And that he finds, he likes he's still strong connections with East Germany, and that he finds detraditionalization disturbing and believes there is no longer any authenticity. Wow. That could be some deep stuff, man. I'm not even going to go into that. He has said he hates noise and often spends time in a small village somewhere in Mecklenburg, the name of which he has not disclosed, of course, who would. In 2014, Lindemann presented 2 sculptures and his original scripts of poems in his book In Stillen Nachten, in Silent Nights, in a Dresden gallery. He also wrote some lyrics in 2014 for German Schlager singer Roland Kaiser for his album Soul Tracks. Wow, that is super interesting, guys. I don't know what to think, man. I mean, I love the music. I love his songs, but he is definitely a different person than me. I have I'm okay with that, because we have to have different personalities out there. But I'm just not used to, reading about people's lives that I have no connection with this guy other than his music. Literally no connection other than his music. And how cool of a guy he is. That's it. Everything else is foreign to me. But I love it. Can't wait to listen to some more Rammstein. Man, if they ever come back around, I'm going to the concert. So this is my new thing that I'm going to try out. I'm going to try from time to time to get into some of these people's lives and read about them. So hope you like it. Peace.